Welcome, everyone. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and controversial topics, near-death experiences, NDEs, and the idea of life after death. You may have seen countless programs and stories about people who claim to have seen the afterlife and returned to tell the tale. But how much of it is real? How much of it is just the brain's last attempt to process reality? And more importantly, how can we separate truth from illusion? Well, buckle up, because today we're uncovering the truth. The illusion of coming back from the dead. For centuries, people from different cultures and religions have shared remarkably similar near-death experiences, floating above their bodies, passing through a tunnel of light, seeing lost loved ones, and even meeting divine figures. But here's the catch. Scientifically speaking, no one has ever truly died and returned. Doctors and neuroscientists define death as the irreversible cessation of all brain function. When the brain shuts down completely, that's it. No coming back. The body begins to decay, and there's no possible way to retrieve consciousness. Now, those who claim to have returned from the dead never actually experienced full brain death. Instead, their brain was still active, perhaps in a weakened or altered state, but functioning enough to generate vivid hallucinations. That's why the scientific term for these events is near-death experiences, NDEs, not actual death experiences. Why are near-death experiences so different? One of the biggest red flags in the NDE phenomenon is that these experiences vary dramatically based on personal beliefs. Christians often report meeting Jesus or angels and visiting heaven or hell. Hindus describe encountering Yama, the Lord of Death, or experiencing reincarnation. Buddhists report seeing visions of karma and enlightenment. Some people even claim to have met aliens or been taken aboard extraterrestrial ships. If these were genuine glimpses into the afterlife, shouldn't they all be the same? If the truth is universal, why does it change depending on the person's background? The answer is simple. The brain constructs these experiences based on what we already believe. The science behind the tunnel of light. Now, let's talk about one of the most famous elements of NDEs, the tunnel of light. This phenomenon has been studied extensively in neuroscience. The reason so many people experience it is because when the brain is deprived of oxygen, the visual cortex begins to shut down. The outer edges of vision fade first, creating the illusion of a tunnel. As the brain struggles to maintain consciousness, bright lights and hallucinations appear, creating what feels like a spiritual journey. But in reality, it's just oxygen deprivation. The life review effect, seeing your whole life flash before your eyes. Another common NDE experience is seeing your entire life replay like a movie. Many people describe witnessing key moments from their childhood, adolescence, and adulthood in a rapid sequence. Some even claim they saw their birth. But this phenomenon has a scientific explanation. As the brain begins to shut down, it prioritizes memory recall. The first areas to deteriorate are the parts of the brain storing long-term memories. In a desperate attempt to maintain some level of awareness, the brain rapidly plays back stored memories, starting with childhood. This isn't a glimpse into another world. It's just the brain's way of dealing with impending shutdown. Hearing voices. While in a coma? Here's why. Many people who survive comas claim they heard doctors, nurses, and family members talking while they were unconscious. Some even recall conversations that happened in the room. How is that possible? Because even in a deep coma, the brain remains partially active. Studies using EEG brain scans show that coma patients still process sounds. In some cases, the brain reacts even when the person can't physically respond. That's why many doctors encourage family members to talk to coma patients, it stimulates their brain and helps recovery. This proves that perceptions during NDEs are not supernatural. They are just distorted memories of real-world events. The biggest experiment, proving out-of-body experiences. Wrong. A major claim among NDE believers is out-of-body experiences. People say their souls floated above their bodies, seeing everything happening in the hospital. So, scientists designed an experiment. They placed hidden numbers on shelves in hospital rooms, out of sight from patients. If someone truly had an out-of-body experience, they should be able to report the numbers. The result? Not a single person could recall the hidden numbers. This experiment completely debunked the idea of the soul leaving the body. What patients actually experience is just a hallucination, combined with hearing real sounds from their surroundings. What about psychic visions during NDEs? Now, some people claim they gained psychic abilities or foresaw events while in a coma. For example, they say things like, "I knew my relative had died before anyone told me. I saw the future." But let's think critically. How do we verify these claims? In many cases, these visions can be explained by subconscious awareness or even sheer coincidence. However, in rare cases, some people naturally have a heightened sense of intuition. Some individuals possess a strong sixth sense that becomes more active in altered states like sleep, hypnosis, or deep meditation. This is why some people have prophetic dreams or get gut feelings about events. But does this mean souls leave the body? No. It simply means some people are more intuitive and sensitive to patterns. Final thoughts. What should we believe? The biggest takeaway here is that near-death experiences are real, just not in the way most people think. People aren't lying about what they saw. They truly experienced something. But those experiences aren't proof of the afterlife. Instead, they are evidence of how powerful the brain is. NDEs are deeply personal, shaped by beliefs, memories, and brain chemistry. They feel real because the mind is capable of constructing entire realities. So, next time you hear someone say they died and came back, ask yourself, are they really seeing another world? Or are they just experiencing the incredible power of their own brain? The answer, as always, is in science. If you found this discussion thought-provoking, leave a comment and let's talk about it. And of course, subscribe for more deep dives into the mysteries of the mind. Until next time, stay curious.